one law. The banner over us is excellence, striving for greatness in all that we do. We're raising the bar, we're beating the odds with passion in our blood. We have a voice and we'll make it count. One law, one hope, one dream. Here on this road to making justice a reality. And we're gonna find it together. Yes, we can make it to the line with one law, one hope, one dream. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. One law, one hope, one dream. Here on this road to making justice a reality. And we're gonna find it together. Yes, we can make it to the line with one law, one hope, one dream. One law, one hope, one dream.
You just heard a lovely rendition of the UA Faculty of Law song One Law, written by one of our very own students, Shaquan Richards. Hi, I'm Colleen Lewis, the Deputy Dean of Undergraduate Studies and Student Success, and I will be the moderator of today's program. We have a very interesting, informative, and entertaining program planned for you. We have presentations from the bursary, from the Health Center, from other members of the Faculty of Law, and our guest speaker will be Attorney at Law, Mrs. Danielle Gentles Silvera, Chairman of the Disciplinary Committee of the General Legal Counsel. But we'll tell you more about her later in the program. Now, let me introduce you to our Dean, Dr. Shazida Ali, who will bring the formal welcome and introduce you to the Faculty of Law team.
Colleagues, members of the incoming Year 1 class, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Faculty of Law of the University of the West Indies, Mona, a place that we affectionately call Mona Law, a place that will be your home for the next 3 years. So on behalf of my colleagues, I first want to thank you for choosing Mona Law to pursue your legal studies. You should feel special. Every year, we receive several hundred applications, but only the most qualified applicants are accepted into the faculty. The fact that you are here is testament not only to your intelligence, but it also confirms your capacity for hard work and your commitment to excellence. It is these qualities that will be essential to your continued success in the faculty, and even afterwards, as you embark on your own legal career. You have entered Mona Law at a difficult moment in our world's history, but it's also a significant moment in the faculty's evolution, as we are celebrating 50 years of the Faculty of Law at the University of the West Indies. The UB Law faculty has a proud heritage of producing stellar graduates who have contributed to the development of the legal profession, the judiciary, and Caribbean jurisprudence. I encourage you to follow in the footsteps made by your predecessors, as in spite of all these difficulties, you can expect to receive a first-rate legal education with which you will be pleased. So to tell you a bit about how we've been handling things since last year, we have had to reimagine and redeploy the manner in which we facilitate teaching, research, and learning. And so in this regard, at least for semester 1, we will continue to deliver lectures and tutorials online. You will also be able to access the library databases and resources remotely. But it is highly likely that you will be doing your end of semester exams face-to-face, but you will be informed of all of this as we go along. So, in summary, do not view the challenges of our times as insurmountable obstacles, but rather as hurdles that you need to overcome in your own race to achieve gold. As you commence your journey at Mona Law, don't just dream about success, toil for it. I wish to assure you that with hard work, preparation, determination, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes, you will succeed. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the members of the faculty who will be here to help you along this journey every step of the way. So if you will allow me, I will share with you a presentation which shows you all the persons in the faculty that you will meet throughout your journey. So first, well, that's another picture of me, your dean. I teach mostly in the 3rd year of the LLB program. So you won't meet me as a lecturer until that time, but of course, I will see you along the way in my capacity as Dean to provide you with academic advice and any other guidance you may need along the way. Then we have Deputy Dean Colleen Lewis. Now, you will probably meet her several times because she has a responsibility for undergraduate studies and student success. She also teaches in the third year of the LLB program. We then have Dr. Natalie Cortese, who is our Associate Dean for Outreach and Continuing Legal Education, because even after you graduate, you still have to learn. And in fact, the General Legal Council has a requirement that every year you have to have a certain number of training hours to achieve credits. And that's part of what we do. We have continuing legal education. So Dr. Cortese also teaches primarily in the third year of the LLB program. Then there is Ms. Tracy Robinson, who is the Deputy Dean for Graduate Studies and Research. And we hope that you will enjoy your LLB program so much that you will want to stay on and perhaps do an LLM or even an MPhil or PhD. So Ms. Robinson has responsibility for that portfolio, but you will also meet her as a lecturer in your first and second year in courses such as constitutional law and Commonwealth Caribbean human rights law. So let's meet the rest of the academic staff. We have Professor Stephen Bassiani, who is our professor of international law. So you will meet him in your second year, where he teaches Public International Law 1 and 2, which is one of your mandatory year 2 courses. He also teaches in the year 3 program, Law of the Sea, as well as in the LLM program, Advanced Public International Law. We have Dr. Celia Brown Blake, who is a senior lecturer, and you will meet her when you do contract law. And she also teaches areas such as trust, insolvency, and company law. Dr. Christopher Malcolm, another senior lecturer. He will be on leave for most of semester 1, but he would ordinarily teach you contract law 1 as well as alternative dispute resolution, which is a year 3 course. Mrs. Suzanne Folks Golson is on sabbatical this year, but she teaches in year 3 company law, law of corporate management, as well as in the LLM program, corporate governance. We have Ms. Carol Bennett Robinson, who teaches tort, which is one of the compulsory courses that you will do in year 1 and 2. We have Dr. Ramona Biholar, and she will be teaching jurisprudence, which is a year 2 course, as well as she teaches in the year 3 program courses such as gender and the law and international human rights law. We have Gabrielle Elliott Williams, and you will meet her in year 1 because she teaches law and legal systems. She also teaches Commonwealth Caribbean human rights law and the year 3 course, advanced legal writing. Mrs. Sharon Folks Abrahams will be teaching you criminal law this year, and she also teaches ADR, alternative dispute resolution. Ms. Tanisha Myrie teaches year 1 course, which is a compulsory one as well, legal methods, research and writing, which is an essential skill for all lawyers to have. And she also teaches administrative law. Mr. Andre Shackelford, you will meet him in year 2. He is our real property law lecturer, as well as the international investment law lecturer, which is a year 3 course. Dr. Neto Waite will be teaching equitable remedies, which is a year 2 course. And he also teaches a couple of year 3 courses, including Caribbean integration law and the law of international courts and tribunals. So in addition to our full-time academic staff, we have a few members who are called adjunct faculty who teach specialized year 3 courses. And among these are the Honorable Mr. Justice Roy Anderson, who is a retired Supreme Court judge. He teaches insurance law. We also have Dr. Delroy Beckford, who teaches international trade law. Ms. Rose Cameron, who recently retired and was our former Deputy Dean for Undergraduate Studies, she will be teaching general principles of private international law as well as family law to children. Those are year 3 courses. We have Mrs. Lalita Davis Mattis, who in addition to being the University Counsel for the UWI, also teaches year 3 courses in environmental law, including international and Caribbean environmental law. And there's Ms. Kian Lamy, who will be teaching revenue law this year. We have Mrs. Diane Daly McClure, who teaches the intellectual property course known as entertainment law. And this is in year 3, as well as there are a number of LLM intellectual property courses that she's involved in. There's Ms. Tony Ann Smith, who will be teaching Commonwealth Caribbean sports law, and that is a year 3 elective as well. So I've introduced you to the persons who will be involved in lecturing you at every level of the LLB program. But to assist these lecturers and to guide us in everything we do in organizing all of these events, as well as the day-to-day running of the faculty, it's the responsibility too of our administrative staff. And you will meet them along the way, and I will now introduce them to you. So this team is led by Mrs. Peter Gay McEwen Lewis, who is our administrative officer. We have Ms. Georgia Aikman, who is a law secretary. When we are face-to-face, she's someone you will actually see often, and you will have to meet her to hand in assignments and pick up your worksheets and so on. We have Mrs. Nadel Clark McLean, who is the administrative secretary to the dean. So you will meet her, for instance, if you need to meet with me and so on. We have Ms. Alicia Coates, who is our customer service representative and who is also involved with the outreach team. We have Ms. Marjorie Henry, who has responsibility for the building in which we exist and the facilities that are there. Ms. Carol Humphrey has responsibility for alumni affairs. We have Mr. Andrew Hutchinson, who is an administrative secretary to the graduate studies and research desk. So at this level, you may not need to meet him from that point of view, but he's a critical member of the graduate studies team. And then Mrs. Yashika Walters Ellis. Well, she's actually a person that you will likely encounter quite often because she's the senior admin assistant for undergraduate student matters. So any sort of undergraduate issues, she's probably going to be, the first port of call. She works closely with the deputy dean for undergraduate studies and student success. And so there, you have our core admin team who are there to guide you and to support you and to support the rest of the team, including the academic staff. And we're all there for you and to keep us safe. You should now meet our security team, the guards who are usually at the front entrance, Mr. Maurice Burton and Mr. Donovan Kidd. You will see them when you come to the faculty building. And so, apart from all the persons I've introduced you to, you should know that we have a number of part-time academic staff who are tutors for some of the courses. And you will meet them if you're assigned to those tutorial groups. And we have approximately maybe 20 to 30 of such persons. We have about 600 students currently enrolled in the Bachelor of Laws LLB program. And it's a growing program, as you well know. So, again, I want to thank you all for, choosing to come to Mona Law, because we know you have a choice, but I think you made a great choice. in coming here, and we are here to help you along the way and to ensure that you achieve your own dreams of having a high quality legal education. So best wishes for your success as you embark on your legal journey here at Mona Law. And so at this point in time, I just want to say welcome again. And to say enjoy the rest of the orientation program. I have in the Zoom room some of my colleagues here who you will see on your screen. So again, thank you all for joining Mona Law. We welcome you to Mona Law. We look forward to teaching you, to working alongside you, and to being there with you every step of the way as you journey towards your LLB degree. So enjoy the rest of the orientation and enjoy Mona Law.
Thank you, Dean Ali. Now, the students here at the Faculty of Law are not only intelligent, but also very talented. So now we will be treated with a song by Jana Lee Henry, a member of the Mona Law Society. This will be followed by an introduction of our special guest speaker.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jana Lee Henry. I hope you all are having a grand time. I'll be doing a song for you all, so I hope you guys enjoy. Everybody needs inspiration. Everybody needs a song, a beautiful melody. When the nights are long, 'cause there is no guarantee that this life is easy. When my world is falling apart, when there's no light to break up the dark, that's when I look at you. When the waves are flooding the shore and I can't find my way home anymore, that's when I look at you. When I look at you, I see forgiveness, and I see the truth. Love me for who I am, like the stars hold the moon, 'cause right there where they belong. 'Cause I know I'm not alone here with my world that's falling apart, when there's no light to break up the dark, that's when I look at you. Where the waves are flooding the shore and I can't find my way home anymore, that's when I look at you. You appear just like a dream to me, just like a kaleidoscope colors that covers me. All I need, every breath that I breathe. Don't you know you're beautiful? Yeah.
It is with pleasure that I introduce to you our special guest speaker for today. She is a partner of one of Jamaica's leading law firms, Livingston Alexander Levy, and she serves as chair of the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Counsel. She was admitted to practice in Jamaica in 1994 and in England and Wales as a solicitor in 2002. She's a proud graduate of the UWI and practices in the area of civil and commercial litigation. Please help me make welcome our special guest speaker for Orientation 2021, Mrs. Daniela Gentles Silvera.
Good afternoon, everyone. For all the new persons just entering into the Faculty of Law, congrats on being accepted. Today is the first day of your journey towards what should be a rewarding and exciting profession. I remember when I was first accepted into the university to study law. We were sent a list of chapters in legal textbooks to read during the summer before classes began. One of the books was called Bad Acts and Guilty Minds, Conundrums of Criminal Law by Leo Katz. I doubt very much if that is still a required text. I was so excited as I read each chapter, especially when I came upon the case about the captain and the able seaman of a yacht who ate a 17-year-old young boy, an ordinary seaman, after a boat which they were sailing on from Essex in England to Sydney, Australia, sank due to bad weather. Upon the yacht sinking, the seamen managed to get into a lifeboat. On the 19th day at sea, having no food or drink, they killed the 17-year-old boy and fed on him. When the men who survived were eventually rescued, they were charged with the murder of the boy. The case was about the defense of necessity, self-preservation. At the end of that summer, I started the LLB program, and one of the main cases we had to read about was about a snail being found in a bottle of ginger beer, which was discovered by the consumer of the ginger beer. This case concerned whether a manufacturer owed a duty of care to the ultimate user of a product and therefore was negligent. As I went through university and then law school, I was continually inspired and excited as I learned various principles of law and the application of same in the cases which I was reading. I love discussing and debating these principles and the cases with other students and teachers. The more I learned during my LLB course, the more I began to feel really smart, and I would think to myself that when I became a lawyer, I would use my newfound knowledge to dazzle the judges in the courts, just like the lawyers in the TV series Suits. It was an exciting time, which I hope all of you here today will experience. As you go through the LLB course, you will be exposed to so many different areas of the law. Be open to each area so that you can find out what you like. Try to get a part-time job in the summer or otherwise with a lawyer or law firm so that by the end of your course, you will be closer to knowing what area of the law you would prefer to practice, whilst at the same time keeping an open mind. Studying the law and practicing the law are two different things, and you may find that what you like studying, you may not like practicing. Before I became a lawyer, I was very interested in criminal law. I had watched a lot of Law and Order and Matlock and felt that this was where the excitement was. As a student, I worked one summer with a lawyer who was involved in a criminal matter. The accused was charged with murder of her common law husband. It was alleged that she threw kerosene oil on him while he slept and then lit him on fire. Her defense was that she did not do it. The deceased had been physically abusive to her over the years, and on the night in question, they had a fight, and during the scuffle, a home sweet home lantern, which contained the kerosene oil, fell over and lit the curtain in the bedroom. The fire quickly engulfed the room. I so believed the client. The pathologist gave evidence that given the areas of the burn on the body, this was indicative of the fact that the kerosene oil had been thrown on the deceased rather than how the client had explained it. At the end of the trial, the jury found her guilty of murder. I was distraught. I could not get over that the client would be in prison for life. I was involved subsequently in a few more criminal cases, but it didn't take me long to realize that I had become too emotional in these types of matters. Criminal law was not for me. I thereafter went to work in a civil firm in the summers, Livingston Alexander and Levy, where I found my niche as a civil litigator. I'm still at that firm 27 years later, and I still enjoy what I do. I have at times thought, if I was not an attorney, what I would do. The truth is, apart from maybe being a veterinary surgeon, which was a childhood dream of mine, I cannot think of anything else I would rather do. Upon becoming a lawyer, I slowly began to appreciate that things were not as easy as in the TV series Suits. The practice of law requires a lot of hard work, discipline, dedication, and commitment. The running into court at the last minute and changing the judge's mind with some brilliant, just thought of submission is limited to television. There is no shortcut in the real life. To have the best chance of convincing a judge to rule in favor of your client, you need to have a thorough knowledge of your case and the law. In a word, preparation. You should know the facts of the case as good as or better than your client who has experienced the facts firsthand. It's easier now for students and attorneys just go on one of these legal research websites, such as LexisNexis or Westlaw, and find a case on a legal point. But I recommend to you that you read widely. Know the entire area and then hone in on the specific legal issues you need to address. Don't limit your research to the one issue. When you read on the topic generally, you will get a better understanding of the area overall, which will be handy when a judge starts to ask you questions, which may not necessarily be focused on the specific legal issue which you see. This happens at times. Further, when a client comes to you, invariably, the problem they present does not only have one issue, and therefore having a general knowledge of an entire area will make it easier for you to identify the specific issues and solutions. Given what will be expected of you as a lawyer, at this stage in your academic journey, you should begin to get in the habit of not solely reading to answer a specific legal issue being asked in your classes, assignments, and exams, but reading the topic first generally to get a better understanding of the entire area. Upon becoming a lawyer, you will find that the matters and clients whom you have to deal with will no longer be cases written in the pages of a book. You will have a responsibility and duty to real-life clients who have real-life problems to solve. People from all walks of life, faced with their problems, faced with various legal issues, will come to you with their problems, seeking a solution. They will place great trust in your ability to solve their disputes and problems and protect their interests at all times, which may include handling large sums of money and keeping confidential information of a personal and/or commercial matter which a client gives to you. Many times, you will see a client at his/her most vulnerable when they are charged with a criminal offense whilst they're trying to get custody of their children, at the end of a marriage, trying to recover monies owed to them by a third party, seeking compensation for injuries sustained by them consequent upon being involved in accidents, just to name a few. You'll be called upon to apply the legal knowledge you will now be learning while abiding by the ethics of the profession. Many of these ethical duties and obligations which you'll owe to your client are set out in the Legal Profession Act and the Legal Profession Canons of Professional Ethics Rules, which you will study once you reach law school. I will recommend that you begin to familiarize yourself with the Act and the canons from now, so that you may begin to form an appreciation of what will be expected of you as an attorney. Some of these most important obligations of an attorney is to at all times maintain the honor and dignity of the profession and abstain from behavior which may tend to discredit the profession of which you are a member. Keep the client abreast of the progress of their matter. Deal with the client's business with due expedition. Take all reasonable care in the conduct of the client business. In other words, don't be negligent. And account to the client for all funds received on their behalf for the client's credit or account. Breaches of these duties can lead the attorney having to appear before the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Counsel for the hearing of a complaint lodged by the client or others for professional misconduct, where attorneys will be forced to defend himself in a trial setting, which may end up with him being sanctioned. Sanction ranges from a reprimand to the attorney being struck off the role of attorney entitled to practice in Jamaica. As a member of the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Counsel, I have sat on so many cases where attorneys have been sanctioned for failure to abide by their ethical obligations owed to the client. Recently, a complaint was filed by a client against her attorney for negligence and failing to account for funds held by the attorney on behalf of the client. It was alleged that the attorney had failed to pay over money owed to the client. The money represented a deposit that the client had paid the attorney for the purchase of real estate. The sale had been cancelled, and therefore the attorney was to return the funds to the client. The attorney wired the funds, which was meant for a client, to fraudsters who had intercepted emails between the attorney and the client and had changed the name of the person, the name of the bank to whom the funds were to be wired, and also changed the bank account number. The attorney did not appreciate that the email she had received from the so-called client, these change instructions, were different from the email address that she had been using to correspond with the client. The email of the fraudsters was grace2@aol.com, and the email of her client was grace2@gmail.com. The attorney sought to argue that the money was lost through the actions of a fraudster, and therefore she was not responsible. The disciplinary committee ordered the attorney to repay the monies lost, which is over $30,000 US, to the client on the basis that she had failed to account to her client for money she had. An attorney becomes a trustee for money given to him or her by a client and is liable for the loss of that money. You will soon find that the law can be a very unforgiving profession. There are always deadlines to be met, especially in the conduct of a litigation practice, and failure to comply with these timelines can mean the end of your client's case, for which an attorney may be found liable for negligence. In a complaint which was heard by the disciplinary committee, an attorney failed, after receiving a decision which was adverse to his client, to advise the client of the possibility of appeal and of the grounds of appeal within the time frame set by the law. The client therefore lost his right of appeal. The attorney was found to have been negligent. Having decided to do law, you'll begin to experience different reactions by a person whom you tell that you're doing law. Some will be impressed and think that you're really bright. Don't let them let on otherwise. And others will immediately say you're all about the money and a thief. The latter reaction is a somewhat unfair characterization of attorneys, as the truth is that it is a minority of lawyers who breach these ethical duties. Yet these are the lawyers who the public will read about in the newspapers and on social media, or see on television, or hear about on the radio. It is important for the legal profession on a whole to show these persons who believe that all lawyers are dishonest that they are wrong, and that the attorneys who cross the line are subject to sanctions, the most serious of which is to be struck off the road. That sanction of striking off is not only to penalize the attorney and be a deterrent to others. It is important to maintain the reputation of the profession that is one to which attorneys may be trusted to the ends of the earth. A profession's most valuable asset is its collective reputation and the confidence which that inspires. Throughout your practice, clients will come to you to represent them in the sale or purchase of real estate, and you'll be given sums of money, some large, some small, to hold for periods of time. It is expected that you will apply those funds for the purpose for which they are given to you and to pay over the balance to whomsoever is titled the same. A failure to do so is a serious breach of trust, which is treated as such by the disciplinary committee and the courts. The final case that I will refer to is one where an attorney failed to turn over the proceeds of sale of property to her client. And on completion of sale, the client only got half of the proceeds. There was a shortfall of over $5 million. The attorney actually candidly admitted that she had used the shortfall for charitable purposes and asked for time to repay the matter. Before the matter came up before the committee, she had actually repaid the sum, but the committee nonetheless thought it was such a serious matter that it should be heard, and it was heard, and she was struck off the roll for dishonesty, as her actions had breached the trust her client had reposed in her and brought the reputation of the profession into disrepute. She did appeal to the Court of Appeal, who affirmed the decision of a disciplinary committee. Now, I've mentioned these cases not to frighten you, but to let you start to consider the serious duties and obligations you will owe once you become an attorney at law, and to start appreciating that your ultimate duty is to your client. I still, to this day, remain excited when I read some cases, especially when they support my client's position. In addition to that excitement, what is truly fulfilling for me is finding and then giving my client a solution to their problem, and then going to court and having a judge accept my submissions. Further, the gratitude expressed by the client is at times more fulfilling than the payment of the fee. Not to say that that is not important, but if I'm to be honest, as much as it is great to get paid for your work and important, the real feeling of satisfaction comes from knowing that you resolve the client's problem and the gratitude the client expresses. Never forget that at the end of all these legal principles and the cases that you will read and apply, that there is a client. Your job will be to help that client with their legal problem with all humility and never forgetting your humanity. To borrow from the welcome address of the Dean of the Yale University, which he gave to new law students in 2005, law is not just opinions in a book. It is a living, moving performance full of drama, pathos, and passion. Thank you, everyone.
Now, I'm sure you will agree that that was a most interesting and enlightening talk. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gentle Silvera. The next presentation on our program is called Setting the Record Straight. This seeks to provide answers to some of your frequently asked questions relevant to your academic life here at the Faculty of Law. It will be presented by members of our administrative team. Over to you now, Mrs. McEwen-Lewis.
Welcome to the faculty, everyone. So as Deputy Dean Lewis said, it is that we're going to be going through our presentation just to help you, to just work your way through the program, ensuring that you're hitting the ground running, that there are no hitches, because we know that you'll have some things that will come your way this year, and we want to be sure that you are able to maneuver the system carefully. All right, I'm just waiting for my screen. All right, so with me, I'm going to ask Mrs. Nadell Clark-McLean to respond to the questions. I'm going to be posing these questions, and then she will provide responses. All right, so here we go. Does Mona Law have a customer service section?
Yes, it does. Our customer service section is located on the second floor of the Faculty of Law.
Thank you, Mrs. Clark-McLean. And who are our customers?
So our customers are students, prospective students, and other stakeholders of the Faculty of Law.
Thank you. What services does the customer service section of Mona Law offer?
Okay, so we take care of the needs of our customers, and that includes granting approvals for status change, whether full-time to part-time status or vice versa. Excluding at level 1, we grant approvals for overrides. We deal with resitting of exams and special circumstances, which we'll explain a little later.
Okay, thank you. Moving along. What services don't we offer at Mona Law?
All right, so we don't prepare status letters. Those are letters confirming that you're a student at the UA and providing other details. You should make this request at Student Administrative Services or SAS. We don't inform students of examination dates or their grades, and we don't process requests for status change, which I just mentioned a while ago, for level 1 students. You would have to do that, liaise with the admission section.
Okay, wonderful. And don't worry, students, it is that we're going to make this presentation available to you on the website. So that way, in case you didn't catch something that Mrs. Clark-McLean said, then you can visit the website to get the additional information. We'll also send it to you via email. How do I access customer service section of Mona Law?
Okay, so you may access the customer service section via email. So that's monalaw@uamona.edu.jm, or call us 927-1855, 702-4392, or 977-4860.
Okay, wonderful. And I should just add that in light of the COVID-19 protocols that are happening right now, we'd prefer if you would email us, because sometimes it's a little challenging getting through to us on the phone lines. And so it is always best to just shoot us an email, and one of our very capable staff will respond to you within 24 hours. How long is a semester, and how many of them are there in a year?
Okay, so a semester is usually 13 weeks long. There are 2 semesters in the academic year. Semester 1 runs from August to December, and semester 2 from January to May.
Okay. How many courses do I have to do in each semester of my first year? And how do I get to choose which ones I do?
Okay, so year 1 students have 11 compulsory courses to write. So there's no choice for you. It's prescribed. There are 5 courses in semester 1, 6 in semester 2.
Okay. Do I get credits for each of these courses?
Yes, credits are assigned to all the courses you write.
Well, what if I fail a course? What happens to those credits?
You only earn credits on the successful completion of a course.
Okay. All right. So what does the term GPA mean, and why is it important to me?
Okay, GPA means grade point average. It's a numerical way of assessing your academic performance. GPA allows you to keep a track of your performance throughout the degree program. It also enables faculty to identify your academic needs and provide advice and guidance.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So if I fail a course, how does that failure impact my grade point average, GPA?
Well, if you fail a course, it will result in the lowering of your GPA.
Okay. And what is the number of courses I can fail in a semester, like in semester 1 at level 1, and still be allowed to proceed to semester 2 of same level 1?
I believe, based on the regulations, you are allowed to trail 2 courses, but that is with the approval of the deputy dean.
Okay. All right, and then I'll proceed to semester 2 of that same level. Wonderful. All right, what is the maximum number of courses I can fail in level 1 and still be allowed to proceed to level 2?
Repeat.
What is the maximum number of courses I can fail in level 1 and still be allowed to proceed to level 2?
All right, so I'm going to quote a regulation. It's regulation 31A. A candidate who has failed in not more than 2 courses at the end of part 1, level 1, may, with the permission of the board of the faculty, enter for the examinations for part 2, trailing the courses he or she has failed.
All right, thank you for that information. Are there year-long courses in level 1?
Well, before this academic year, there was a year-long course. It's Law 1230, Legal Methods, Research and Writing. But for this academic year, the course has been semesterized. So you will do a part A in semester 1 and a part A in semester 2. So you will do it across the academic year. It's just no longer a year-long course with 6 credits at the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. And I know students have been writing in the comments section that they are not seeing this course on the system. It is that the record section is working assiduously to get it on. So all things being equal, by Wednesday of this week, you should see it on the system. But just keep checking and you will see it there so you can register. The new code for semester 1 will be Law 1231. So just look out for that course and select your relevant streams. The lecture is happening on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. All right, but you can look on SAS and you'll see all that information. We are moving right along. Do I have to register for my courses even though they are compulsory? How often do I register?
Okay, so each semester you should ensure that you register for the courses listed for that semester. We usually recommend you register for both semesters, but we note that the courses for semester 2 are not available on SAS as yet. But as soon as those courses are available, you should complete your registration for the academic year. Please note that the bursary will deregister you for any semester that you don't pay any fees.
Okay. All right, noted. So can you explain for me how registration is done?
Just a second.
Sure,
Right.
no problem.
Right. So for registration, we are going to ask you to have a look at the SAS registration guide. It will be included in the orientation package, which it will be uploaded on our website.
All right, thank you. So we will check that out after the session.
You should see it after the session.
Thank you. What is an override and how and when do I request it at level 1? I know many students have been writing in the chat asking this question. So here is your answer. Listen to you.
Okay. So when you register, you may receive an error notification on the screen. It could possibly mean that one, a prerequisite is not satisfied. An example is there's a requirement for registering for the foundation course language argument. You may have exceeded the maximum number of credits, and this would be specific to direct entrance. So it would automatically result in you exceeding the credit limit because direct entrance writes more courses than the regular full-time students. So when you request an override and you receive it, it allows you to complete your registration. And we are going to ask you to just have a look at the online registration guidelines, which you will be able to see after the session.
Okay, I think I understand. Thank you. Where do I go to get financial information and services?
All information related to financial matters must be directed to the bursary, specifically Student Administrative Services section, which is SAS within the bursary.
Okay. To whom do I go to speak about help with paying my fees?
I'm going to repeat what I just said. So for any information you need relating to financial matters, you direct them to the bursary, specifically SAS.
Okay. Do I ever write to any member of Mona Law staff about my financial issues?
No. Direct all your queries relating to financial matters to the bursary.
Okay. Thanks for your patience. Do I make an appointment with customer service or any member of the Mona Law staff to seek financial advice or to share my payment arrangements? Just to be clear.
Unfortunately, no. So direct all financial queries to the bursary, specifically Student Administrative Services section, SAS.
Okay. All right. Are there bursaries, grants, or scholarships available to Mona Law students? And where do I go to get this information?
Yes, information is available and you may obtain that from the Office of Student Financing. The website is www.mona.uwi.edu/OSF.
Okay, thank you. Is there a code of conduct from Mona Law?
Yes, there is a code of conduct for Mona Law students, and it can be found in the faculty handbook as Mona Law guidelines for students.
Okay, all right, I'll look at that. Am I assigned an academic advisor, and what is his or her role?
Yes, so all students are assigned to an academic advisor for the duration of your undergraduate career in the faculty. The advisor will give help and advice on matters of an academic nature if such advice is sought. The academic advisor is to be regarded by students as an important faculty resource. You will be informed of your advisor during semester 1 of year 1.
Okay, all right, I'll look out for that. Am I allowed to change my status from full-time to part-time or vice versa if there's a change of my circumstances which may require it?
All right, so level 1 students are not permitted to request a change of enrollment status. However, at the time of accepting the offer to commence the program, you may make a request to the admission section to change your status. This is not handled by faculty.
Okay, all right, so it's admissions and not faculty. Okay.
Correct.
Is leave of absence available to me in level 1 and for what duration?
Okay, leave of absence is not available in semester 1 of year 1. However, it may be considered for semester 2 of year 1. A student who does not wish to commence studies during the semester he or she was admitted, readmitted, or transferred to faculty is not eligible for leave of absence. Such students are encouraged to contact the admission section in the registry regarding the options available to them.
Okay, thank you. All right, and that brings us to the end of our presentation. We'll be sure if you post your questions in the comments or other members of our admin team are there fielding questions, and we'll be happy to provide responses for you. Once again, welcome to Mona Law. At this time, we're going to be hearing a little description about our courses from Dr. Christopher Malcolm. You'd have been introduced to him by Dean Ali earlier. And so he's going to give you a little synopsis of what each course is all about. Please listen intently.
Good morning to you, our first year entrance to the Faculty of Law. Those of you who are direct entrance, and those of you who are entering into our full 3-year program, as well as our part-timers. You have entered the faculty at a very exciting juncture. Exciting for you, the students, and exciting for us, the lecturers. For those of you who are entering university for the very first time, welcome to this new experience, an experience which will be quite different from that which you would have had in high school or in any other program that you've had before. For those of you who are coming into the faculty, having had undergraduate or other programs done in other faculties, you will also be experiencing newness of entry into your learning of the law. We congratulate you for having been accepted, and we now implore you to enjoy the journey with us as we take you through the development towards your becoming a lawyer, which I'm sure most of you have thought about, dreamed about, and certainly intend to have accomplished at the end of your period of study. In this period, a lot has changed. Prior to now, we taught almost everything in face-to-face classes, but now we are, for the very first time, and with you, our guinea pigs in a sense, we are going to a fully virtual and online program. Every single thing is new for you, as it is for us. We, the lecturers, are continuing to learn, and we will no doubt learn a lot from you. And we are expecting that we will have some new challenges, but we will also have some new and exciting developments which will benefit us all. As you come into the faculty, it is important, firstly, that you bear in mind that your faculty handbook is to be your guide. If you have not yet done so, please go online to the Faculty of Law website, download that handbook, and look at it. There you will find an indication of the courses that you will have to take. You will also find an indication of what the courses are supposed to be about, the teaching methodology to be applied, and the method of assessment that is to be applied. As you go there, however, I want you to take this caution with you. What you see written in the faculty handbook insofar as the courses are concerned is merely a guide. There's nothing written in stone there to say it is immutable and unchangeable. So you may find, for example, that as individual lecturers take you through the courses, there will be adjustments made, corrective and otherwise, to make the course better able for teaching, especially now that we are in this new online environment. You may also find that the method for assessment, which is set out in the course handbook, will have to change, having regard to the particular period that we're all in. So just be guided as you go through and as you read it, that while you're reading and should expose yourself to what happens in the faculty by reference to that handbook, that there may be things that change on an ongoing basis, and certainly during the course of the semester as we seek to accommodate the changes. It is also important to note that while we're starting with a lot of optimism, as we continue in this pandemic period, there could be other changes brought on by medical or other emergencies, and we have to be flexible and able to adjust to those as we go through. Now, what are you to expect in first year? The courses that are set out there include, and just permit me to read them, the ones that you will be experiencing during this semester include law and legal systems. You will also be doing constitutional law, criminal law 1, criminal law 2 as well, legal methods, research and writing, and the course Law of Torts 1, and the one that I myself will teach to you, which is the Law of Contract 1. Those are the total number of courses in law that you'll be expected to do in the first year of the program. Those courses are split over 2 separate semesters, so they're not all taught in the same semester. It is also the case that depending on what level you come in at, whether you come in with a first degree and a further degree or otherwise, you may also have to do additional out-of-faculty courses, which are general programs that are taught at the university level. So that is what you will have in terms of the courses. Now, how are they to be looked at? Law and legal systems, quite frankly, is the core of what we do. It teaches you what it is that we have as the essence of our common law legal system in the Caribbean. We also do some comparative look in that at civilian and other legal systems, and it teaches you what it is that the administrative and other procedural and other structures are that underpin how we function in our constitutional democracies across the Caribbean region, and what it is that you're to expect by reference to the law as it develops and as it is applied in our courts and through other systems. Insofar as constitutional law is concerned, you will learn in that course that while there are other laws that are passed in statute, common law, and so on, that at the end of the day we have the Constitution, which we consider to be the grund norm, or the principal normative system from which all other laws must take their cue. It is the Constitution, for example, against which all laws that are established must be assessed for whether or not they are firstly constitutional, even though that sounds a little bit redundant, but secondly, whether or not those laws are in keeping with what is expected of the democracy of the type that we've had. It's a course which you all will look at, and it will set the tone as well for other courses in administrative law and so on that you will do in other parts of the program as you go through. If we were to then look at another course that you'll be looking at, Criminal Law 1 and 2, most persons have heard or certainly know a little bit about criminal law. The course is divided into two parts, which will work in a synergistic whole. But that course will look at what happens when persons fall afoul of the law that is established for the general governance of conduct in the society. And if we were to mention that in a little way, that is in the area of what we consider to be public law, in the same way that constitutional law is concerned, meaning the state has a particular interest in that. The other course that you will be looking at is Legal Method, Research and Writing. Now that course, as far as I'm concerned, is perhaps the most important course that you're to do. A lot of students overlook it. A lot of students do not pay sufficient attention to it. But I can assure you that if you do not learn the fundamentals of legal methods, research and writing, you will struggle throughout your program of learning the law. It is essential that you learn the skill sets that are established there, how to identify legal issues, how to construct a proper legal sentence, how to ensure that you construct a proper legal opinion, how you do all the things that are required for effective writing in law. And in this vein, I wish to say this, that the fact that you may, for example, come to the faculty with a significant good degree, for example, in the humanities, where you may have done well at English literature, you may have done well at language, you may have done well at a lot of other things, does not necessarily mean that you will automatically do well at legal writing. Legal writing, like any other course, has its own method, its own methodology, and its own ways of doing things, all said really meaning the same thing. But it is important that you come in a situation where you expose yourself to the new learning that you can have. And in this vein, I like to give this story, which is true. One of the best fine artists Jamaica ever produced was Barrington Watson. And he gave the story that when he went to London to study art, he went with a lot of other persons from the Caribbean who also went, and many of whom were, in his words, more talented naturally than he was. But the difference, he said, which is why he came back, by the time he got back to Jamaica, he was the premier painter of black skin. He had developed a particular technique which nobody else had developed prior. And he mentioned that when he went to London, his objective was to learn. Others went there to show off what they learned. So he came back having amassed a lot of new learning, whereas those who went simply to show off what they learned came back really with nothing more than the skill sets that they had entered. They had, in substance, entered as flour and came out as dumpling. There was simply no addition to what they brought to the table. So I'm going to take the step here to say that as you go through the program and as you focus on legal method and writing, you go there treating yourself as an empty vessel, being prepared to accept new learning and to accept new methods of doing things. The other course that you will get to is the law of torts. Now, the law of tort was considered at an older time of the development of the common law part of the law of obligations. And what that does is that it looks at obligations that are outside of the regular criminal law and so on that you have to deal with. Now that is a matter, compared to contract law, for example, torts arise in circumstances where there are civil obligations that are outside of a contractual setting. The next course, of course, is contract law, which I teach, and that will teach you, I tend to think of contract law as the core of every legal course that you will ever do, because what it does is that it establishes a relationship between parties by reference to which you must function. As you enter this course, and I know time is short, I want you to spend a lot of time learning how to share with each other, learning the law, but importantly as well, learning to express yourself in the language of the law, which in our case is the English language. Spend as much time learning the English language and being able to articulate well in it as you spend learning the law. It will do you no ends of good, and at the end of the day you will all be satisfied. Thanks again for having chosen the Faculty of Law at Mona. We welcome you with open arms, and we wish to develop on this journey with you and to get us to a point where we can all say we conquered COVID-19, we conquered the measures that were implemented during COVID-19, and we're all better for having been there. Again, enjoy the period with us as we seek to have a good time with you as well. Have a wonderful rest of your day and year with us.
Thank you, Dr. Malcolm. Thank you so much. All right, students. So you can check out the additional information, as Dr. Malcolm said, on the website, in the faculty handbook, and you will see what is there. All right. Okay, so now we're going to have some fun. Now we're going to have the prizes and surprises, the quiz questions. So I hope persons have been listening. We had put in the comments that we would have been asking questions to be able to give out prizes. So we are ready with those questions. I hope you have been listening. All right, so the first question is, name the dean of the faculty and any 2 lecturers that we have on staff. So I want you to write it in the comments, and we are looking out for your responses. Then you'll be contacted as soon as we spot someone who has the correct answers.
Okay, for the second question, our guest presenter, she mentioned another occupation that was a childhood dream of hers. Let us know what that is.
All right, so we're looking out in the chat. Tanilia is making an attempt. All right, guys, we're looking out for your responses. Come on, put them in the comment section. All right, so the third question is, what are the 2 reactions the guest speaker mentioned that you may get from persons when you tell them that you're studying law? I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing.
All right, our final questions for now, and this comes from the Getting the Record Straight presentation. Tell us, where in the faculty do you direct your complaints, requests, suggestions, and how? All right?
All right, so while our judges are reviewing the responses, we'll move on with the program, and then we'll come back to let you know who the winners are. Thank you.
Thank you, team, for such an interesting and exciting session. I hope you've all found it very interesting and that it provided answers to questions that you may have about your time here at the Faculty of Law. Now, remember I said that the students here at the faculty are both intelligent and talented? Well, next we're going to get a sample of just what I'm talking about. That will be followed with presentations from the bursary, as well as a presentation from Dr. Hilton Fong of the Health Center on coping with university life.
when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Ooh. When you're down and out, when you're on the streets, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you, and I'll take your part when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Ooh, sail on, silver, sail on by. Your time has come to shine, and all your dreams are on their way. And see how they shine when you need a friend. I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will ease your mind. Yeah, I will ease your mind.
So I am Candice Graham from the bursary, and we would like to welcome you to the University of the West Indies, Mona. Been a wonderful presentation from the law faculty so far. I really much love the singing and all the enticement. So I hope you guys are having fun and you are enjoying your stay so far. All right, so we are the bursary department of the University of the West Indies, Mona, and we are in charge of students' financial affairs. So what do we do here? So at UWI, our role at the University of the West Indies, Mona, is to build a customer-friendly relationship. So we are the customer service hub for the University of the West Indies, Mona, and we build students' account. We ensure that all the billings are done correctly.
We ensure payments that you made at the NCB, Bill Express, Paymaster, Jamaica National, whenever you make payments online, we ensure they're added to your accounts correctly. And we bill and collect from our external stakeholders, like the scholarships or from Juicy, KFC. So we administer all the billings, we ensure payments are correct, and we provide the customer service on the student's behalf. Okay, so at the bursary, we charge your account, as we do the billing, so we put some charges on your account. These are the student charges. So the types of charges that we do are tuition charges, and this is based on your registration and the program. Meaning that you're in the law faculty, it will determine on the program and the status whether you're full-time and part-time as undergraduate law students. We also have the miscellaneous fees, which includes, as you can see, health, dental, guild, hall attachment or hall services, sports or copy license. The miscellaneous fees are mandatory. They must be paid and they are paid per year. So miscellaneous fees must be paid, they are paid annually. We also do the charging of residential fees if you reside in hall. And the hall of residence are like Marlene Hamilton, but that's for postgraduate. We have Taylor Hall, Mary C. Cole. So if you intend to live on hall, we do billing for those also. Okay, so as new students, you are asked to pay commitment fees. You're asked to pay a $20,000 fee at any of the various locations. We were informed by admissions that based on the acceptance letter that you received, the deadlines would have been in those letters. The commitment fees, however, are non-refundable. We have certain clauses to it, but in general, it's non-refundable. If there's a situation, we'll take it by each situation to see what we can do if we need to give you back the money. This fee, however, when it's paid, it is used to offset the miscellaneous fees and any other fees that you have. So it's $20,000 used to offset the miscellaneous fees, non-refundable, and the deadline is based on whatever you were given when you were accepted. Okay, so since we're here, we want to know what the tuition fees are because again, we're the financing department of the University of the West Indies, Mona. So what are the fees for 2021? As 2021, 2022. So remember, so as an undergraduate student, we bill you, as I said before, per program or per status. So for the program that we're in now, it's a law program. So based on your program as undergraduate students, we bill you per status. So if you are a full-time student, you are required to pay $10,000 US for the annual academic fee. This is split in two portions to give you for each semester. So $5,000 for semester 1 and $5,000 for semester 2. You also have the miscellaneous fees. For commuting students, meaning that if you're not living in hall, you're traveling to school, you pay $16,717, and that includes the cost of the ID. If you are residing on hall, you pay $25,017, and that also includes the cost of the ID. For part-time students, you are billed per credit based on your registration. So if your status is part-time, you have a different billing from the full-time. This billing is a part-time billing per credit, and it's $367 US per credit. Again, miscellaneous fees for commuting, $16,717, and for residential students, $25,017. The commitment fee that you paid earlier, the commitment fee that is paid when you get your acceptance is used, as I said, to offset the miscellaneous. So if you are a committing student, the commitment fee will cover the entire miscellaneous, the remainder will go towards whatever tuition is there. If you are a residential student, however, you have to pay the $5,017 difference. Okay, I was aware that this is an undergraduate orientation. However, we have different fees also for postgraduate students, and these are found on the fee sheet, which is able to access online, so it's accessible online. So going over here again, how do we find the fees? We can go to our search engine, whether Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or Mozilla, and we can type in check fees UE. And the first link that comes up, it will look something like this on the screen. This is where you go to check your tuition fees for the academic year. Now, if you are an undergraduate student, you will click check fees for undergraduate programs. For postgraduates, you could click check fees for postgraduate programs. You can also check your hall fees. You can check your miscellaneous fees. And just for additional purposes, we have the portion where you can pay your tuition fee online. So this online link will bring you straight to the e-commerce system. You can also use this link to apply, but you have already applied to the university, so you don't really have to use this one. And there's a third link here where you can bring you straight to your registration portal. So we'll just put some addition there to help you to make things accessible. Okay. Now, as law students, and the way here we see the fees are 10,000 US and 367 US per credit. So basically, you guys are paying in US. For semester one, the university has decided to split the exchange rate between semesters. For semester one, the exchange rate is $155.35 Jamaican to 1 US. What this means is that when we bill you this 10,000 US, we are billing you at this rate. So it's not for the payment, but for the billing, meaning that we're charging you the 10,000 US at the rate of 155.35 for the academic year, and for the semester, and for the semester, we're charging you 155.35 for the semester. For the second semester, when that time comes along, the exchange rate, will be announced for the second semester. So remember, for semester one, which is 5,000 US, we're billing you $155.35 at $1 US for the academic semester. For the second semester, those will be announced. All right, so we're talking about the billing and how the charges are added. Next, we're going to go to the deadlines. When you are registered, you will be billed on the system. So we're charging you for the tuition. You know that billing. This billing needs to be paid. The deadline for this payment for semester one is the 3rd of September, 2021. And for semester two is the 17th of January, 2021. So please note this deadline for the payment of tuition fees, I just realized I have an error here. So it's January 17, 2022 for semester two payments. For semester one is September 3rd, 2021. So remember, sorry about that. The academic year is 2021, 2022. So for semester one, which is September to December, deadline is September 3rd. For semester two, which is January to May, deadline is January 17, 2022. Okay. So at SAS, we provide various online services. And how we provide these services, we do this through what we call the BUS system. So it's a bursary online student system. So this, you can access majority of the services that we offer here. You can simply Google UWI Bus. You can go on the UWI page and find it, but you can simply Google UWI Bus. It brings you to our page. You log in with your ID number and your password, and you are on the bus system. Now, as I said before, majority of our services are offered online. You can come in face-to-face, you can speak to us, we are here, we will see you, but we also have majority of our services online. So for one, you can view your statements of account. Now, this is where you go to see all the charges and payments that are added to your account when you register or when you pay or for your commitment fee. You can go on your statements of account to see all these charges and payments. They have another form called the tuition allocation. What this allows you to do is what you will realize, when you go on the statements of account, you will see the tuition side of the account, and then there's a tab you can view housing transaction, and you see the housing side. So we separate the two between the tuition and the housing for those who want to see a difference between the charges. So when you go on tuition allocation, it will allow you to transfer funds from the housing side of the account to the tuition side of the account. And vice versa, when you use the housing allocation, you can transfer funds from housing from tuition to housing. So for tuition allocation, if you have an excess on the housing, you can transfer it to the tuition. And for housing allocation, if you have an excess on tuition, you can transfer it to housing. We have another form called a proxy authorization, and I will expand on that later. We have the statement letter request, where you can request a statement of account, and this will tell you, basically give you a summary, give you a detailed, layout of your transactions. So while you view your statements of account and you see a summary of the charges and payments, when you request a letter from us, we sign it and stamp it. It's an official letter that gives you the detailed transaction of all your payments. We have tuition installment. You can use this installment plan when you are not able to pay the tuition in full. So remember, the deadline is September 3rd. You're not able to pay all the tuition fee by September 3rd. So you have 5,000 US to pay, you cannot pay it by September 3rd. You can go on a tuition installment plan where we give you the portion to pay monthly. I'll speak about this also. Along with the tuition installment, we also have resident installment, where if you're residing on hall, you're not able to pay, you can go on an installment plan for residents. We have a tuition letter. What this letter allows you to do is we give you a letter, you're requesting a scholarship, they want something to tell you what the tuition is for the upcoming year, you request this letter. We tell you the faculty you're in, we tell you what the charges is for the academic year. You present it to your donor as a basically financial letter for the upcoming year. You can also view your SLB loan status if you are using Student Loan Bureau for payments. And lastly, you can request a refund from the system. So if you have cleared all your tuition fee for the entire academic year or for the entire semester, and you have excess and you intend to take it back, you can always request a refund. Once we go through your accounts, we will refund that money to you. So tuition installment plan. Now, as I said before, if you are not able to pay your tuition fees in full, you can request an installment plan. It is currently open, so you can go ahead and request it once you have met the requirements. Now, what are the requirements for the plan? For the tuition installment plan, we expect you to be fully registered. What we call full registered is if you are a full-time student, and I heard that you were supposed to do 5 courses for this semester, you are supposed to select all your courses. Ensure that you select all your courses and the charges are added to the account. The full registration is there, selecting all your 5 courses, all the charges are on the account, you have met requirement 1. Second requirement is you must pay your miscellaneous fee. Now, again, if you have paid the commitment fee and you are not residing on hall, miscellaneous fee is already covered. But if you are residing on hall, you must pay the $5,000 difference. And along with that, you must pay 20% of the semester's 1 tuition. So your semester 1 tuition is 5,000 US, and you pay 20% of that, that would be 1,000 US dollars. So you register in full, you pay your miscellaneous fees, and you pay 20% of your semester's 1 tuition fee. Then you go ahead, you go on the box system, and you request for the plan. Please note, if you have not met all these requirements above, the plan will tell that you have not met the requirements. So ensure that you meet the requirements before you go on the plan, because it will not be accessible to you. The plan is calculated on the balance on the tuition, meaning you pay your 20%, so you have 80% left to pay. And the 20% is a minimum of, you can always pay more. You have 80% left to pay. That 80% is what will split between 3 months, which is September, end of October, end of November, for you to complete the payments. You must complete your payments by the end of November. For this semester, the installment plan is 20% to be paid to qualify. Then the first installment is 25%, second installment is 25%, and the final installment is 30%. So you pay 25% in September, 25% in October, and 30% in November. You must complete all your payments before final exams. This installment plan is done on a semester basis. So you cannot apply for the plan for the entire year. You must apply for it for each semester. While the deadline for tuition is the 3rd of September, you must pay 24% before the 3rd of September. The plan is actually open until the 17th of September. So just in case you are waiting on an override or something happens that you're not fully registered, but you have paid the 20%, you have up until the 17th to actually access the plan on the bus system. Now, we have gone through the deadlines, which is the 3rd of September for payments, and the installment plan deadline, which is the 17th of September. Once a student have not met the deadlines, you are going to have certain penalties. Now, if it be that you are supposed to clear your fees by September 3rd, and you have not gone on the installment plan, you are liable to have penalties. If it be that you requested the plan and you have not paid the first installment at the end of September, you are going to have certain penalties. These can include, could be all of them, it could be some of them, but these penalties include late fines added to your account. So we add 1% of the outstanding balance to your account every month when the balance is outstanding. You will not be able to sit exams. So while I was saying, ensure you clear the installment plan before at the end of November, you have to clear that because you will not be able to sit your final exams in December. You will not have access to your records, so you won't be able to see your grades. You won't be able to register for any upcoming semester. The university has the right to send you to any collection agency or credit bureau once you are having outstanding balances in arrear. So once you have not met these requirements, all these penalties are liable to you. Now, for proxy authorization, while we are universities at the place where we treat our students as the adults that they are, we are aware that certain persons may not be able to come in or to contact us for certain information, and they will probably require a parent to do that or a friend to do that. If it be that you are unable to contact us directly, or you're unable to come into us directly and you wish for someone to access information on your behalf, you have to authorize us to give that person the information. We will not give your financial information to anybody that is not authorized. How do you do so? You can go on the bus system again. Remember, we use the bus system for everything that we do here. So you go on the bus system, there's a form called proxy authorization. You're going to fill out that form. You're going to put the name of the person who you wish for us to give information to. When that person comes to us, they must bring a copy of their ID so we can verify that that's the person. What can you authorize them to do? You can authorize a person to collect letters and statements on your behalf. You can authorize them to give financial information on your behalf. And you can authorize them to get financial advice on your behalf. So remember, unless you authorize them, we will not give any information to whoever you asked. You are asked if you have not put anything in the system. So once they come to us, we're going to check the system. If their information is not there, we're going to turn them back. So ensure that you put this information in the system if you intend for somebody to conduct business on your behalf. Now, I've talked to you about the deadlines and how to make payments and penalties. However, where do you make payments? All right, so we have the university bursary cashier inside the building, it's the administrative annex. Bursary cashier is inside the administrative annex. Between now and the end of September, we will also be at the assembly hall. You can make payments at any of these locations. You can make payments at UA Educom, that's the credit union on the campus. You can make payments using the e-commerce system, which I showed you that was on the check fees link. You can make payments at any paymaster. You can make payments at any Bill Express. You can make payments at any Jamaica National and Western Union. You can make payments through NCB, through the RTGS link or the ACH link. And locations may not be accepting cash during this COVID time, so use the online link. If you're having any problems with any of these payment locations, you can send us the receipt and we'll investigate the payments. When you're making payments, ensure you make the payments to your ID number. Ensure your name and your ID number is in the system that you're making the payment to. And at no point do you give any financial information or details to anybody who said that they're representing the university. All our payment locations have our account number. If you intend to have our account number, you can request it from us and we'll send it to you. Do not give anybody money to pay for you unless you're authorizing them to do so. How do you contact us at SAS? All right, so you can contact us in office, and we're open Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 to 4:30, unless otherwise stated. Again, during this COVID times, things are a little more flexible, and we have to work with the government based if there are restrictions. So you may not be able to visit us in office if there's a no movement day. However, you can always contact us online. You can do this via email at customer.services@uwimona.edu.jm. You can also contact us via online chat. So when you go on the bus system, there's going to be, once you log in, there's going to be a link at the left corner of the screen. You click on that link and you go on a chat with us. You can also contact us via WhatsApp at 280-8238. Thank you for your time, guys, and do have a wonderful day. We are here for you. We are happy that you're here, and we are excited to serve you. So welcome to University of the West Indies, Mona, from the SAS section.
Hi, Camille, just before you go, we actually have some students asking questions in the comment section. If you could just take 1 or 2, because they could then email us what the address provided.
Candice here.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, man, I'm saying it's Candice, but no problem.
Oh, hi, Candice, yes. Okay, maybe you could just put up at the other slide, which had the contact information, but I'm going to put through at least 2 of the questions, so you can just. So we have some students who are awaiting CAPE 2 results, which is preventing them from registering because they don't have a firm offers yet. They're asking if they will also receive penalties when they are able to register.
All right, so you have not registered as yet. So if they have not registered, then that means there's no charge on the account. If there's no charge on the account, then we can't give any penalty. However, we can liaise with admissions and the campus registrar to see if these late acceptance will be penalized. Have I answered the question?
Yes, I think that adequately answers the question. I'm just looking quickly to see if I see any other.
Okay,
they were just asking for contact information, so please look at the screen and just take that information. Hopefully you got that. All right, so thank you so much, Candice. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, thank you. We will now be hearing from Dr. Hilton Fong from the Health Center, and so we invite her to come into the room.
Hi, good morning. Afternoon, rather. Welcome to University of the West Indies, and welcome to Faculty of Law. And I know some of you are still trying to get through, and so I guess you're also a little bit on the anxious side, but I know that things will work out and it'll be for the best for you. So let me get straight into it, and I'm going to talk briefly about your health and wellness. So I'll talk a little bit about your health and wellness while you're at UWI, and then I'll just, of course, we're in this pandemic, a major aspect of our national life or world life, so I'll talk a little bit about that and just review quickly how at UWI we have what you call the Control Alt Delete campaign as to how we can control the epidemic here at UWI. So, as you all know, you're online and you're quite familiar with, the UWI Health Center, the UWI website. So I just want to let you know that you can get information about the health center from the website. You just click on Campus Life and then you drop down that menu bar and you'll see Health and Wellness, and that will lead you to University Health Center. I will ask, please be patient. We are in the process of, building our website, so to speak. So this is basic information. We want to get to the point where you can really click and have forms there and everything, so that it will minimize your need to come in unless you have to, and also make it easier for you to have the forms at hand and so on. Sometimes these forms are on other websites and you kind of get the wrong information and so on. So we want everything to be, at your fingertips, so to speak, okay? So please bear with us. But when you do get a chance, you can go on the website, learn a little bit about us, and you'll have the contact details there as well. So how do you make appointments at the health center? Just also let me just say the health center is for here at Mona, and we also have at Western Jamaica campus, all right? And you can make appointments for the Mona by calling our 876-970-0017 or 927-2520. And I will just say, be patient because the phone lines are busy. And just today I heard that persons are calling from the Ministry of Health to get the vaccine site at Mona Aging and Wellness, which is just down the road from us, but we're not connected. And similarly, they're calling when they can't get through to the hospital, they're calling the UA Health Center, hoping that we can transfer. So that means our line is extra busy because of that. I'm going to try and see how to kind of cut that down. In addition, it means the staff is quite busy answering calls that are not related to us. So please be patient. I'm hoping that eventually too, we can have it, that's something connected to the website and so on. So yes, we also have an email that you can send your queries, concerns, and comments to healthserves@uamona.edu.jm. We have within the health center, we have a counseling center, and that counseling service, and that's really, really, I would say, a very important aspect of our wellness offered for you. And so that can be, you can reach them by the straight line 876-970-1992, or you can WhatsApp a text to 876-856-5758. Also, in the case of an emergency, you can't get them or it's late in the very night and we're closed, you can WhatsApp text the UA Helps line, which is 876-294-0042. And so that will contact someone, a counselor would speak with you, and then if needed, they would contact our counselors and so on, all right? So there is help, but if needed, and these are the contacts for now, and as I said, we are building on it. Additionally, the University Counseling Service also has its website too, so we are hoping that when we go on the UA Health Center website, there will be a link for the web counseling service as well. So again, be patient as we get modern so that we can offer better care and better service to you, streamline the service. When can you call? When are we open? At the moment, we are open 9 to 3. Well, not today because today is a no movement day. We're open 9 to 12 on a no movement day. So today and tomorrow will be open 9 to 12. Otherwise, we're open 9 to 3, and these are different hours too, because before we were open up till 4:30 and even on a Saturday. But unfortunately, with the COVID pandemic, we're only able to be open Monday to Friday, 9 to 3. And where is the health center? It's at 11 Gibraltar Campway, which is right across from the Social Welfare Training Center, just up from the UA Nursing School of Nursing. Let me see, just a little bit down from Irving Gate, so we're around that side of town. Also, the Western Jamaica campus, the health center is, when you're facing the building, it's on your right-hand side, bottom floor, and, so you can also access it there as well. And who do we see at our health center? Well, it is a health center for the students and staff and retirees and their spouses, students, staff, and dependents, and retirees and spouses. And what is needed when you go to the health center or call the health center? You're going to need your health insurance card, you're going to need your ID card, and then a paid up miscellaneous fee. I heard them mentioning that, so that's also an important part. And we want you to make sure that you have completed your different medical forms. For example, application, you have a medical form to have been completed. We would love to have that. And there are plans to also make that available to us confidentially online. And so that will really help streamline it, as well as the spacing and even retrieving it, because at the moment it's hard copies and that takes a while, and storage is an issue and so on. But we have a little intake form too that if you come there physically, we'll ask you to complete, just as if you would at your doctor. And so that also we hope to be able to have on our website in a confidential manner, so that will sort of, again, streamline our service. And why would you want to come to our health center? Well, you may come for medical consultations, whether they're physical or whether it's on the phone. As I said before, you may want counseling, or you may have, and the counseling is also offered physically there, face-to-face, or telecounseling. And most of the counseling now is by telecounseling. And we actually work between our counselors from Western Jamaica campus, also help our Mona students and so on, because we've had to, the service, the demand has been greater, as you can imagine, with COVID and so on. And it will be at greater times during, nearer to exams and all of that. So I wanted from now kind of really let you understand, feel free, and we encourage you to contact us, whether for visits, physical, sorting out medical issues, or for mental issues. Your mental health is extremely important. Don't wait for it to get too bad to come to us. We want you to, any concerns, we want you to call, and so that we can, it's all about wellness. We're not only trying to get you better when you're sick, we're wanting you to stay well. And so we know sometimes university life can be a little bit taxing at times. And so we want you to feel free to call our counseling and share. We also have a psychiatrist on our service, and so you can have psychiatric consultations as needed. We have a dental service at the moment, and it's not just for, extraction. We want to promote dental health. So we have dental cleaning and dental promotion services. We have a pharmacy, and the pharmacy is open to general public, not only UE staff and students. I want to know that our pharmacy is very reasonable. You can WhatsApp the prescription in, and the services, the cost is usually less than outside as well. So you can get your prescription items or over-the-counter medications and supplies, first aid supplies and stuff like that, according to our stocks. We have a public health nurse who comes to us on a Friday afternoon, and she will usually help with immunizations and so on. And we have the service as a medical director, clinical director, sorry, I also have to manage and help to sort out those exemptions, medical exemptions that may be needed from time to time, whether it's to be exempted from a course, whether it's exempted from exam and so on. I want to tell you, though, that that is a very important function, but it is not an excuse. It is not a way to say, okay, I didn't get to study, let me just go and apply for a medical exemption. That won't be the case. I'm very strict. We're very strict as to the information that is needed and the documentation that is needed. And unfortunately, I've had instances where people have forged documents, and the university, that's a serious disciplinary matter. And I have brought forward some of those. So please, I urge you that you just to let you know that that service is there, that we're trying to help you, but do not abuse that service, okay? And also, there are a lot of misinformation about it as it relates to the form. So a lot of times we're back and forth with the students as to what information they needed and so on. So again, try to get that information, get the details so that you can, streamline it better. And we want to really be, as I said, promoting your wellness, and we're making some different connections and so on, like with the Faculty of Sports and all of that, that we can help to promote the other aspects of wellness. Speaking of which, your nutrition is extremely important, whether you're on campus or off campus. We know that on my right, that tends to be this kind of typical lunch, quite a bit of meat, hardly any vegetables, lots of rice and peas or starches. And on the left is what it should be. Your proportions, more vegetables and fruits. If you look at that, the vegetables and fruits should actually take up half of your plate. And that's not how it usually is. And so the meat is just a very small portion. So we want to encourage, that's how you keep well for life, not just while you're on campus or while you're a university student, but for life. We want you to leave when you finish university, that you will be on your path to further on your path to wellness. And of course, water, 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 drink water. Hydration is so important. Today is an extremely hot day. You will feel tired, you'll feel drained if you're not adequately hydrated, and nothing is more refreshing than water. Some of us don't like, if you have to flavor it with not with the sugar. Avoid sugar. Sugar is really not going to be something that you want, that habits that you want to keep and cherish. Nothing is wrong with a little, ice cream or a little cake every now and again, but it's not something that you want to keep up too much, because that's not the way to wellness. And let me kind of get in quickly now to the information. I'm sorry for the background noise. I have to take this from home and I have a very noisy parrot. So the COVID-19 information is also there on your website. You will actually see that little banner across the website. You can click on it. There's lots of links to resources, and you will have updates. They also have the forms that are necessary to be completed in the event that you might have been exposed to COVID, or if you actually have COVID. The website, so we have lots of the website, other sites have information. The Guild always having some activities. There's lots of them having YouTube videos and so on that you can keep up to find out about the latest. Also, just to let you know, as it relates to vaccine, the UA Mona Aging and Wellness Center is a vaccine site, and they are currently administering the AstraZeneca vaccine and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. We have our COVID-19, not 29, I'm sure I corrected that. We have our COVID-19 monitors, and so they are persons who have been trained, staff and students alike, who have been trained to kind of have a little bit more information that they can also, monitor and see who is not following the protocols and so on, but also be a source and a resource. And of course, as I said, the UE Control Alt Delete campaign. Now, these are the stats from for globally for August 26th, and you know that would have changed because it's now August 30th, and so that would have changed significantly. But the darker colored areas are the areas that have it very high, but as you can see worldwide, and even in the Caribbean, we are quite for high cases per population. And locally, again, sorry, this is the August 25th, and you would have known up to yesterday, it was over 900 new cases. So this is even dated daily, this is it changes. And the percentage of deaths and total confirmed cases are there, but that will change, and I'm sure you have that just as a click away too. So these are just numbers, but just giving you an information. But as it relates to a very important statistics, only 44.7%, and I'm sure after today that has shot up because a lot of people are getting their vaccines, but 4.7 or under 5% of the population has been vaccinated, which is a far way to go. So coming to the Control Alt Delete campaign, we want you to remember how to control to prevent getting COVID-19. And so basically, those protocols we've been, it's in our airwaves, we sleep, eat, and drink COVID protocols, but sometimes we will let down our guard. And so it's important, even though you hear it over and over, to just check it and look at it and, assimilate it again. So basically, it's about the location. We want you to stay 2 meters apart. How close and the proximity, to people. We want you to avoid the crowds and also the time. The longer you are there, the more exposed. So if you have to be in a crowd, you wear your mask, but you try to be there less than 15 minutes. If you have to be in a small office, as they said, they want you to do transactions online so that you don't have to come and get exposed or expose them to in these smaller spaces. So you want to open windows when necessary and so on. Take a little break. If you have to have a face-to-face class or a lab, then you would be spaced, but you would also want to go and take fresh air breaks and so on. Well-ventilated rooms, and to know your medical risk. Are you asthmatic? Are you diabetic? Do you have hypertension? Yes, I know you're younger people, but you can still have these conditions, and it's very important to control these conditions. So we at the health center would also be willing to help you, to guide you in that regard as to how to control these comorbidities so that we'll decrease your risk of any severe infection if you are exposed. Also, how do you know if you have been exposed to the infection? What do you do? So the most common symptoms are the cough, the tiredness, the fever, muscle pain, loss of taste, sometimes vomiting. In this particular Delta strain, sometimes the diarrhea is more prominent than the cough and so on. And as well, many people will have no symptoms or very mild symptoms. You might just be feeling tired and thinking, oh gosh, I'm studying too hard or so. So it's important, anytime you're having any sort of symptoms, to check it out. Give us a call. Call your doctor or call the health center. Don't just jump and come in, because you're going to be putting yourself at risk and also putting others. So give us a call, and you can report any kind of illness to your hall manager, and so that they can also help in that regard if needs be to take any steps, not just for COVID, but suppose there's you and a couple of your friends had diarrhea, something like that. We can help to try and put some measures in place to investigate what was happening and how to put some measure in place to control it and to prevent it. So if it is that you have been diagnosed or been told that you have been exposed, the most important thing, if you have been exposed, is to stay in quarantine. That means staying wherever you are. If you're in hall, stay on hall. If you're at home, stay at home. And if it is that you have COVID, then you have to be in isolation, which is pretty much the same thing. Stay in the hall, stay at home, but this time isolate yourself from others. Try not to let others at home get infected. And if you call and you're telling us this, we may say, okay, we're going to arrange for a test for you. And I just heard some good news today. We no longer have to refer people up to the hospital to get tested. We can now, they're going to set up a testing booth there at Ring Road. So that's going to be even more convenient than going all the way up to the hospital. But it's not something that you just walk and go test. You have to actually get permission, and we'll make an appointment and so on for you. All right. And of course, if you're having very severe symptoms, it's probably best to go to the hospital, but not at this time. And so if it's again, call and we can help to direct you. Again, as I said, if you are isolated, you want to stay in your room, open those windows, try to not have that exposure to the others. And delete, we have Control, Alt, Delete. And so how do we delete this pandemic? If only we just knew and could just wave a wand, but we know what to do. It's hard. It means human behavior. In a time when we're all stressed, when we want to go to face, we want to go to socialize, but it's very important to check yourself. We can reduce the number of infections by following the protocol, even though it can be hard. Even though we can get tired and we want to go out. Where do we go when this lockdown is over? We want to go, and you'll be studying at the law faculty, and that might be a lot of work, and you might want a little place to just refresh yourself and so on. And we're saying, yes, take those breaks, refresh, but do it safely for your good and for others. Curb the number. If you curb the number of infections, then we're going to curb the number of circulating strains. And so when we curb the number of circulating strains, and curb the number of cases, we'll also curb the number of hospital admissions. And so allow our hospital to do other things that they are supposed to do, like treat a heart attack or treat you if you got, God forbid, stabbed or something like that. So really important. It's public. It's really where individual responsibility affects the public health. If we could get 7 or 8 out of every 10 persons vaccinated, we will be a big step towards controlling this COVID-19 vaccine. And I know everyone has their personal beliefs and so on. I urge you as university students or soon to be university students, get the facts. Look, and you do your study questions, queries, find the right resource to ask those questions, queries, and do the right thing. Which vaccine should you take? Whichever one you can get as soon as possible. I urge you, please get vaccinated and get whether it's 2 if it's AstraZeneca or 1 if it's Johnson & Johnson, 2 if it's Pfizer. Get the vaccinated, fully vaccinated, definitely are fully vaccinated, not as soon as you get the last one, but within 2 to 3 weeks after getting that, you allow the body to get that response so that you'll be fully. Don't go, after you get your vaccine, throw off mask and so on. That's not the way. You still need to protect yourself. So all of them are effective against preventing severe COVID-19. You would have heard the stats that University Hospital put out. 96 point something percent of 0.1% of their persons that were admitted for COVID were unvaccinated. The 3.9% remaining had only got one vaccine. They weren't fully vaccinated. Nobody there at the COVID admissions had been fully vaccinated. That tells me something. I don't have to be an epidemiologist to say, this is saying that vaccines will help to prevent severe COVID. Some persons vaccinated will get COVID, but they will get a less severe form. Which one? As I said, anyone. And when should you take it? As soon as it's offered. And as I mentioned all of those before. So the vaccine is a game changer if more people would take it. And as we say, even when, and we pray that it will be soon, that this spike will fall. And we've been there, done that. We had a spike in March, April, and it went down and everybody kind of went, yay, and hooray. And that was a little bit too soon. And so we want you to know COVID's still a key, even when the spike drops. And we have to, until when we actually eliminate the COVID, that's when we can, stop the protocols. And that will be a while. I just heard a song while I was coming home, COVID soon stop. That's not right now. It's gonna be here for a little while. And we just need to adapt and learn how to manage it. We can. So again, those are the precautions that you would need to take, and they will be around. As I said, lots of resources at UE that will be there to help you and at your fingertips that you can get information, and also feel free to have that discussion with any of us at the health center. So enjoy your time while learning, and when you get a chance, you can always call and talk or WhatsApp or email us. Thank you so much. Control Alt Delete.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hilton Kong. That was a very informative presentation, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come and share with our new students. Thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to be announcing the winners of the prize, the questions that we asked earlier. And so the judges have reviewed the comment section and they have come back with the responses, and I'm happy to share these responses. So we have question 1, we asked, was the dean and 2 of our lecturers. Nordine Burke, congratulations. Question 2, we asked about the presenter's dream job, and Shane Scully is our winner. Congratulations, Shane Scully. The third question, we asked about the reactions of some persons when you say that you're studying law, and Wendy and Ivy is the winner of that question. Thank you, Wendy Ann. And the final question, question 4, about where you should direct your queries, requests, comment, anything that you need that is not financial related, then it's customer service. Thank you very much, Vashti Forbes, for your response. So we're asking these 4 persons to send us an email at monolaw@uemona.edu.jm, and we'll be happy to respond to you about how you may claim your prizes. You won't need to come into the faculty, don't worry. All right, so just send us an email at monolaw@uemona.edu.jm. That's Nordine Burke, Shane Scully, Wendy and Ivy, and Vashti Forbes. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to be hearing next from our Law Society. Now, you might be wondering, what is the Law Society? And that's our student association. We're going to be inviting our president of the Law Society, that's Ms. Tamoy Campbell, and some of you may know her from another circle, but we'll hear from her shortly, and she might go into that. So we'll be happy to hear from Ms. Campbell and her team. Tamoy,
Hello freshers, my name is Tamoy Campbell, the Mona Law Society President for 2021-2022, and welcome to the Faculty of Law. So I know you're at home watching through your phones, your tablets, or whatever device, but we here at the Mona Law Society wanted to show you a little bit about what Faculty of Law is like. So we're gonna go inside, but just before we do that, COVID protocols have to be observed. So I'm gonna mask up, sanitize, and then we're gonna have a look-see at what the law faculty is like. Come now. So I'm putting on my mask, and we're gonna go inside and meet with the security guard for him to take our temperature and sanitize. See, we're sanitized. Thank you so much. Okay everyone, so we are in the lobby, and this is the first point of entrance that you would come if you wanted to come to the faculty. This is the directory. So all the places in the Faculty of Law you can find them. The lecture theatre, admin's office, academic offices, law library, you name it, the directory will get you. And we have the alcove, so let's go. Now the alcove is a really great place to chill, refresh yourselves for the next class, chat with your friends, and have a good time. Hey guys! So we have two students here lounging in the alcove. We also have the security post where you can see the security, talk, and you can ask the security for a cup of coffee because usually coffee machines are in the lobby. Now we're gonna go around here to the courtyard, one of my favorite places. So in the courtyard, you also get to have fun with your friends, get chill, you can look about the next classes, but you also get to relax just a little bit and refresh yourself for the next class. Let's go. So now we're in the courtyard. This is a great place to relax with your friends, chit chat, and also refresh yourselves for the next session. This is everything that law students love. You have plants, great scenery, awesome ambiance, and my favorite part is going over to the waterfall to look at the koi fish. So you have some students chilling right in the courtyard. So we're also going to take a look at the lecture theatres where all your classes and your tutorials take place. So let's go.
Hi, I am Akila Richards, your first vice president, and today I'm standing inside lecture room 2, or LLT 2 for short. Now this is where typically first years would have their law lectures.
What are the benefits of critical library?
Now you've seen where all the magic happens. We're going to make our way to the seminar room where we have our tutorials. Let's go!
Hi everyone, I'm Sharice Benjamin, your General Secretary. So here we are in the seminar room where we typically have our tutorials. There's a seminar room next door, another one upstairs as well. Tutorials are where we basically digest information that we learn in lectures and we do practice questions with our tutors. Got the lovely students, and then your time.
Please remind you guys of your own assignments evening.
So we're making our way to the second floor, and here you will see the academic offices as well as the administrative or dean's office. And because of COVID-19, we're observing the protocol, which is on the other side of the chair, while I made my way up on this side. So let's go. Okay, so we're on the second floor, and to my right is the administrative office. That's where the dean sits, and if you have any issues, you can always use this opportunity to have a chit chat with someone in this office. And to my left is the academic office. Your lecturers and tutors are often in there, and you can use the opportunity to catch up with them in office hours. And to the back, we also have another lecture theatre. That's where second year students would normally have their classes, and that's all the way down here on my right. And this is the second floor. So you've seen the second floor, and we're making our way to the third floor. There you have two seminar rooms and a favorite place of the law students, the library. So let's go take a look.
First thing you do when we come to the law library is you drop off your bag with the security guard, and then you take out your UE ID and show it to the security guard so you can enter. You can talk to the librarian if you need any help finding any books that you need. The library also offers photocopying and printing services.
So after a long day of classes, it's time to relax, and the best place for that is the lounge upstairs. So the elevator stops at the third floor, so we have to take the stairs.
The lounge is filled with a lot of fun and excitement. There's a TV so you can chill and hang out with your friends, watch a TV, you can play pool, and if you're feeling a little fancy, you can go on the rooftop and just have some alone time, taking some fresh air, or even finish up some notes or chill with your friends on the roof. And everyone, that is a tour of the Faculty of Law, and we hope to see you here very, very soon. Take care, stay safe, and have a fantastic year.
We are the Mona Law Society Executive for 2021 to 2022.
Hi everyone, my name is Shani Wesley and I am your sports chairperson for the upcoming academic year. We all know that law is a challenge and you might be disappointed if you fail, but always remember that you won't know if you can succeed if you never try.
Hi guys, my name is Tara McIntosh and I am your welfare chairperson for the upcoming academic year. My advice to you is to just simply build strong bonds with your peers so that you can successfully complete the academic year, because at the end of the day you cannot do it all by yourself. So just build strong bonds and communicate well with others so that you can have a successful year here at Law.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Barnes and I'm your LEO. Quick tip, start making notes and outlines from day one. Don't let them pile up on you.
My name is Dimitri Davis and I am your returning officer. My tip to you is to read your cases.
Hello everyone, I am Kyle Combe, your Mr. Law for the upcoming academic year. My advice to you is while you're at faculty, create your own legacy and not to follow those that others tell you.
Hi everyone, I am Sharice Benjamin, your General Secretary for the upcoming academic year. My advice to you is to remember to maintain a healthy balance between your law school life and social life, and remember your sleep schedule.
Hi everybody, I'm Karen Dawson, your treasurer, and my tip to you is to always take time for breaks and semesters so that you won't regret.
Hello everyone, I am Kirian Sterling, your second vice president for this academic year. And my tip to you is no watch and lose. Work at your own pace.
Hi everyone, I am Akina Richard, your first vice president, and my advice to you is be true to yourself. Remember why you started this journey and just keep at it no matter what. Thank you.
Hi freshers, my name is Tamara Madamur Campbell, your president for this academic year. And my tip to you is to come to Faculty of Law with an open heart and open mind. Remember why you started your journey and think of the person you want to be a few years later. Put in the work, but remember there's the light outside of cases. So have fun, create opportunities, enjoy the experience and don't shortchange it. And remember, one law, one family, and Mona Law is here for you.
Welcome, good people. Welcome to the faculty. I am Tajay Bennett, your Miss Law 2021-2022. It is a pleasure having you guys join us this year. Remember, you're only a fresher once, so make the best of it.
Hello freshers, welcome to the Faculty of Law. My name is Monique Jackson. I am the third representative of the Mona Law Society 2021-2022. Now my freshers tip to you is ensure that you have a study timetable.
A very pleasant greetings to you all. My name is Garfield de Goldborn. I am the part-time student representative for the Faculty of Law 2021-2022. Stay focused on your goals and don't be distracted by the noise.
Hello everyone, my name is Shamar Bryan, your maintenance chairperson for the academic school year of 2021-2022. And behind me is the Mona Faculty of Law building. Please follow me. I'd like to speak to you particularly about the Mona Law Library. This library holds information in all areas of law, from criminal to constitutional and even administrative. You could come inside the physical building, borrow a book. You could even take a book home for an extended period of time. Or, if you're too far away, you could use the virtual means through LexisNexis that you will learn more about. But my advice to you is utilize your resources. They were my best friend and can be yours too. Thank you.
Hi, I am Nikki Main and I will be your direct entrance representative for the year 2021 to 2022. It is definitely a privilege to be selected as a direct entrant, as it gives us the opportunity opportunity to fast track our education.
Hi everyone, my name is Tatiana Robertson, your MLS PRO, and I just want to give you this savvy welcome to the faculty. Period. Well, my advice to you all is just that whilst you're on faculty, make the best of your time here. Yes, you're here to read for a degree, but you know, you have to make the best of your experience whilst here.
Hello everyone, my name is Keandra Wellington. I am your Mona Society Culture, Entertainment and Affairs Chairperson for the year 2021-2022. Welcome to the fraternity. Una lex, una familiaris. My tips to you incoming students of the Faculty of Law is to be proactive about your education. Don't procrastinate, study and attend your classes.
Hi everyone, I am Ramona Baldi, your Mona Law Society's recording secretary for the academic year 2021 to 2022. My freshers tip is revise. As soon as you can, revise.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey Wallace, Chairman of the Mona Law Society's Publications Committee for the year 2021 through 2022. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to the Mona Law Society and welcome to the Faculty at Law here at the University of the West Indies, Mona. For those of you returning for another academic year, welcome back.
I hope everyone can see me and hear. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, freshers. And now it's time for a quiz. So you listened, heard the video, and you saw everything that we have to offer at the Mona Law Society. And I'm going to be asking. And the first one is, name any two executive positions in the society other than the president. I'll repeat. Name any two executive on the Mona Law Society other than the president. And I'll be looking into the response first. Name any two executive positions other than the president. Delia Johnson, you are correct. Secretary, and well, Delia, we have two secretaries. Which one? And I'll be a little bit tough on you, but we have two. So can you just be a little more specific? All right, I'm seeing all the other first and second VPs. Okay, so I'm going to be a little, and I'm going to give Delia, and Delia, you can contact us off air and we're receiving a credit. You can just give us your provider and we'll send it to you. The next is, what is the motto for the Mona Law Society? There's a Latin translation and an English one, but anyone will suffice. What is the motto for the Mona Law Society? What is the motto for the Mona Law? I hope that one isn't too hard. Sandra or CEAC said it. Yes, that is correct. Pinky Stein Smith. One family, una lex, una familiaris, and you'll also be receiving a credit. So you can just, Q and Lewis, is it possible for them to just send it to the same email, the Mona Law email, the service provider, and then of course you make the arrangements to send them the credit afterwards. So I'm with Delia, and it's Pinky Stein Smith to just send an email. And yes, we were the ones who responded to the questions correctly to the Mona Law email that was said earlier, and it's in the chat, and we'll send you your credits off air. So thank you so much, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you with a person here at the Mona Law Society. So una lex, una familiaris from your president, Samuel. Over now to the moderator.
Thank you, Mona Law Society. Well, that brings our orientation exercise for 2021 to an end. But this signals the beginning of what we hope to be a wonderful, enriching, fulfilling experience for you as a student of the UWI Mona Faculty of Law. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And we look forward to seeing you, whether virtually or face-to-face. Enjoy the rest of your day.
one law. The banner over us is excellence, striving for greatness in all that we do. We're raising the bar, we're beating the odds with passion in our blood. We have a voice and we'll make it count. One law, one hope, one dream. Here on this road to making justice a reality. And we're gonna find it together. Yes, we can make it to the line with one law, one hope, one dream. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. One law, one hope, one dream. Here on this road to making justice a reality. And we're gonna find it together. Yes, we can make it to the line with one law, one hope, one dream. One law, one hope, one dream.
Thank you.